Minister Gunawardena, I'd like you to weigh in on this as well. The power tussle, the Cold War, as Ram Madhav ji put it, and the hotting up of the Indian Ocean in general, especially because Sri Lanka has for many years and decades been the centerpiece, of this power tussle. If you were to look at it in terms of just India and China, there has been a competition for influence. There is a competition for strategic points in Sri Lanka as well. How would you, from the government of Sri Lanka, view this latest hotting up and this competition for dominance, sir? And Sri Lanka's role?
As mentioned earlier by Honorable Ramadhav, as well as the Foreign Minister, my good friend from Maldives, we are geographically positioned, and our geographical positions have faced all these challenges historically too. When the Western powers wanted to control the maritime lanes in the Indian Ocean, we have had this experience, sorry to say, with Portugal, Holland, as well as from region. I'll speak from Bay of Trincomalee, from a Sri Lankan hotelier's beautiful welcome hotel. Trincomalee had to be released or taken back by Sri Lanka when our underlined foreign policy came into active practice in 1957 from the British. We have not allowed Trincomalee thereafter, keeping that for development, economic activity, cooperation on various fronts, and especially being one of the most important natural harbors in this area. Sri Lanka-India relations have not only been on economic front, but on security. Our relations with Maldives too have been on security too. As I would like to mention, Sri Lanka recognizes that the Indian Ocean region holds a vital conduit for prosperity, as it holds 60% of the world's GDP, sees 80% of the world's shipborne energy transport and facilities, 46% of the world's merchandise trade through it, 55% or over world's container traffic through. Now, this means it needs to keep the traffic going, to improve the traffic, give facilities, as well as to protect. In the areas of protection, security arrangements play a very important role. Now, India and Sri Lanka work together in one of the most recent problems we faced in the Indian Ocean, not far from Sri Lanka, when the diamond tanker, petroleum tanker, was in serious situation where it needed help to protect. Both our countries work together in security of not only for the diamond petroleum container ship, but also to protect the environment. The environment, climate change plays a very important role in the Indian Ocean. Therefore, the security cooperation has to go into new areas. The laying of various IT cables on the seabed is another issue where we need cooperation among the adjoining countries. So, in that way, we have had the security conferences, as mentioned on NIRA. We have been working within NIRA. We'll work to further strengthen NIRA, as well as we've been working on our security, maritime security cooperation into the arrangements within NIRA, as well as India Sri Lanka, Maldives, maritime cooperation. I would agree that it is not static. The economic growth is not static. Science brings new areas of innovation, which India has been doing. The satellite innovations which they have made, it helps all others. So I'm just trying to be very clear on these issues that Sri Lanka positions itself as a neutral, non-aligned country, keeping the sea lanes open for traffic, as well as cooperating in development and security with India and Maldives and other countries in the region. There is the BIMSTEC, another regional cooperation, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Thailand, Myanmar, and Bhutan work together for the entire Bay of Bengal. It is a fact to state, as I mentioned earlier, that 21st century, the strongest economic powers that's growing in Asia is India and China. And also our cooperation with ASEAN, which has expanded itself now with various tariff barriers, also will become an issue for us to study together how to cooperate in relation to these factors we mentioned, plus the Indian Ocean security.